Hey everybody, it's Polly and welcome to another gorgeous evening here in the studio and back to another episode of the Summer of Calligraphy. If you've checked out Lucy's episodes, here are some of the bits and bobs you might recognise. So recently we've been really loving working in these lovely gold inks and especially on a lovely rich dark colour. So you can see this red one in particular. Hello, absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely, definitely recommend anytime you're doing any kind of gold inks, stick to those lovely dark colours and that gold will really sing. But if you know me, I'm normally one that kind of sticks to brush lettering. I absolutely blooming love brush lettering. I love doing wall art, murals, big things like that. And I always love using these Tombow pens. Now these are great because they've got two tips on them. This first end, perfect for bending and flexing that nib and getting those lovely thick and thin strokes. But I'm a little bit jealous of Lucy's lovely gold stuff. So today I'm going to do some gold lettering. And if you have a look here, this is the little toolkit we're going to be using today. All the basics and all the necessities of what we need to do some lovely lettering. So first things first, what have we got? We've got our water, absolute essential here. And we're going to be using these lovely metallic gold inks. Got a nice little variety here, ranging from silver, nice bronzes, and to these lovely dark rich golds, which you can see I've already tucked into a little bit there. And that's what we're going to be using. And I've decided to go with this gorgeous damson. Again, I'm a big fan of the lovely rich dark colours. And I think I'm going to go with, I could go with silver, but something's drawing me to this nice gold ink here. So that's one we're going to go with today. But first things first, what we're going to do is so nice and sunny. We're coming into June now. I think we're going to do something nice like Hello Sunshine, an old classic, and that's going to look great on here. We'll be doing it in just a sec. In our workshops, we always have people a little bit concerned of when we're not on the grids anymore and we're going a bit more freehand. They get a little bit concerned, a little bit flustered with what to do. And we always say, do it in pencil first. It's absolutely nothing stopping you. We swear by it. Every time you're doing something a little bit more complicated, a nice quote, something with a bit more layers, a bit more few elements, do it in pencil first. So that's exactly what we're going to do right now. Nothing technical at all. Literally your old classic, your HB pencil, can't go wrong. We're just going to pencil it out first. So when you're doing your design and you're penciling it out, keep a lightness in your hand, because when your pen, when all that ink is dried, say after about 15 minutes or so, you want to be really certain, because we don't want to be smudging any of that lovely lettering. After about 15 minutes we want to rub it out, but we don't want that pencil to be absolutely welded into the paper. We want it so we can rub it off pretty easy. So let's start lettering out our design. So we're going to be using our classic Mellor Rose script calligraphy. I'm just going to letter it out. And you always want to be getting, when you're getting your papers, something nice and smooth. Because you'll find with different paper textures, the pen will react differently. So you can see with this one here, and you'll probably hear it too, it's really nice and smooth. So if you're doing your calligraphy, something I highly recommend is investing in some really nice paper. We love getting our papers from Cass Art, which is a fantastic art store, which we're actually heading to tomorrow, which will have been by the time this is posted, but we're heading to Cass Art Glasgow. Now we've been to Glasgow before for an event with, was it Chanel? Was it Chanel? Yeah, at that really lovely department store, Fraser's, which was gorgeous. It was a little bit rainy and it was winter time, so you know, bit dark and a bit wet and a bit gloomy, but still very nice. But we're heading now, hopefully it's going to be another lovely sunny day. Let's not jinx it, but that's what we're hoping for. Anyway, gone off topic now, but here we have our design in pencil first. So you can see we've got it all mocked out. Now I think we're ready to bring in the pen. So in our workshops, whenever we get our pack out, we always have our pen, and it's in this nice little holder here, which I've actually been doing a few for our class. And it always has this nice little holder, which is great for just stopping it, rolling off the table, spiking you. You don't want to roll off the table and you've crunched and you've stood on it. So that's the one we get in our class, but I've just got mine here, ready to go. Already got its paint on, already been well used. We're just going to use this one. So again, a nice dark gold, I think always looks great with a darker colour. So just because we're going over that pencil doesn't need to be racing ahead. We still want to keep that slow pace going. It allows that pen to open up, and it also just makes it so much more enjoyable, just taking your time with it, really taking that pace down. And that's one of the lovely things about doing this calligraphy. It looks, yes, fantastic. Also, it's so nice to do. And just do something slow, relaxing, and a little bit creative. And so another thing that makes you really slow down and keep that pace is actually having to tot up your ink. And doing that, everything allows you to slow down and take your time. And one of my favourite things with calligraphy is when you're happy, when you're confident with your lettering, that's when you can start to bring in all your little flourish elements, which make your calligraphy your own style. So we always learn it the same, but everybody ends up getting their own style, which is so lovely. So now we've got our lettering in, I think we're going to leave it a few minutes just to dry, because I'd love to add in some foliage elements. Now these pens are actually draughtsman's pens, and these are great for drawing, doodling, adding little flowers and little special elements. So while that's drying, let me tell you about our brush pens. Now I said before, I absolutely love using the brush pens. It's great for larger scale works, you know, murals, wall art, all that is fantastic. And we swear by these Tombow pens. Another one, Cass Art. Not a plug, but we absolutely love them. We love getting these pens from here because they're just so classic. You literally can't go wrong with them. They're really durable and they come in such a great range of colours. I about to say flavours. You could call them flavours as well. But these are great. We always like to say, stick to the dark colours. They always look really good, especially if you're doing your lettering and you're sort of going over the lines. It just keeps a nice dense colour, which is great. Now, with the dip pen, you've got to be a little more cautious with what paper stocks you're using, you know, a nice thick smooth paper. But these brush pens are great for working on a bit more rougher materials like this craft paper here. You can probably hear it, it's a little bit more rough, but that pen works really well and it holds really nicely the ink. There's none of that bleeding, none of that funny stuff. So a brush pen is a great alternative if you fancy doing some different kind of lettering. Okay, I think we're in the clear. I think that's all nice and dry. Let's add on some foliage elements. So back on the pen, and I don't think we need to pencil this out, you know. When you're confident, just literally play it by ear, see how you feel. See where you want to put that foliage. Sometimes it's nice below the lettering or at the side. I think a little sprig underneath would be lovely to pair. Same again, nice and slow. You don't want to be rushing. And just enjoy doing the drawing, enjoy doing something creative. So the pencil's been rubbed out, we've drawn our foliage, and now we have our finished card. Hello Sunshine in gold calligraphy on this absolutely gorgeous damson colour. Look at that, hello. Now all this talk of brush lettering has made me want to have a go now. So we've got our Tombows, we've got our craft paper, and I think we should do the same quote in brush calligraphy and see how they turn out. You know, which team do you prefer? So let's grab our Tombows and have a go. So as we said before, the dip pen works beautifully on nice, thick, smooth paper stock, but it does struggle a little bit with this more thick, rough, more texture kind of card. But the brush pen absolutely loves this one. So I think let's have a go with this brush pen. Same again, same quote. We've got a brand new pad, by the way, so it's very, very exciting. And we're just going to do the same quote, the Hello Sunshine, but this time with our brush pen. There we go. So let's move that out of the way. Thank you. So what did we write? We wrote Hello Sunshine. So again, pencil it out first in pencil. So a little bit bigger in scale now. So we really got to scale up because this brush pen goes really quite thick depending on how much pressure we're going to put on. So same again. Let's pencil it out, and again, let's keep a nice lightness in that pressure. We don't want to be pressing down too hard because we are going to rub it out after all. So you can see it's really huge compared to that scale of the dip pen we've done. So it all depends on like what you're using your lettering for. If you want something bigger, let's go for that brush pen. But if you want something a little bit more fine, maybe if it's going wedding stationery or Christmas cards, then I think stick with that dip pen, which is amazing for gold and metallic inks. So nice lightness in your hand, don't want to be pressing on too hard. And while we're here, let's just pencil out that foliage. So we've got it all penciled out. Let's bring in the good stuff. Let's bring in our Tombow. So same again as before, you'll see we've actually got that nice thick side, which is the side we're going to use in. But a little hidden secret here for you. There's also another side to this pen, which acts as a nice little fine felt tip side, which is great for details, adding in little drawings or fixing up your lettering. But we're going to stick with this nice brush side for now. So same again, nice and slow. We don't want to be rushing too much. Really watch that nib bend to the pressures in your hand. Don't fly off the table. Lovely. So we're really scaling up here. Same quote, but it has such a different result. But we can change it to the pressure, so if you want it a little bit thinner, just ease up on the pressure. So for this next step, the foliage, let's utilise this fantastic pen and use both sides, the brush tip and the fine tip, to get some nice little details in our illustrations. Now this is a great scale, a great little tool to use to fix up your lettering, fix up your drawing, and just add all these extra little details which you couldn't get with any regular brush pen. And for a little extra bonus step, which you absolutely don't need to do, but I love this effect, is using one of our trusty Posca pens, which we love to do for chalkboards, mirrors, the lot. They're fantastic. Also nice here, just to add some extra details and just highlight some of your lettering. So simple, but I think it really gives a nice lift to your design. And here we have our finished piece. Let's do a little side by side of our dip pen in gold ink on a lovely damson dark colour and our brush pen. Fantastic craft with our Tombow pen. Let us know which one you prefer. Oh, we're going. Thanks so much for making it all the way to the end of our latest episode of Mellor Rose's Summer of Calligraphy. I hope you enjoyed and were lettering along as well. I can't see you, but I know you were lettering along anyway. Which one did you prefer? Was it the brush lettering or was it that gold calligraphy and that lovely damson card? We've got a few workshops coming on in either brush lettering or gold calligraphy if you fancy coming along with those. And we've got some new venues that we're coming to this summer. It's going to be super exciting as well. Anyway, stay tuned and subscribe for more episodes. And don't forget to check out our podcast, Create with Mates, to hear me and Lou gab on about all sorts of nonsense. Anyway, see you soon and we'll see you on the next video.